Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about the new H-1B regulations that DHS has announced as interim final rule. I'm also going to talk about its impact on PERM, H-1B transfers, amendments, new H-1Bs, and also on your adjustment of status process, if any. So if you're interested in this topic, watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say in this video or in my channel is for information purpose only. For your personal immigration needs, you should hire a competent immigration attorney. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Now let's get started. So recently, DHS, which is Department of Homeland Security, announced some new regulations for H-1B. These regulations are going to be in effect after 60 days. So please note that these are not in effect right now. So they have passed an interim final rule, that's what they call it. It was passed without a notice period. So something that DHS is rushing into, and they have clearly given some reasons for it. Now I will leave the link in the description. It's a pretty long document from DHS that you can read at your leisure. I'm just going to point out the summary of that and point out how it's going to impact in several different categories. Now this DHS rule is called interim final rule. So what it means is it will go through a 60 days of commenting period which started in first week of October. So if it goes into effect, the actual effective date will be December 7th of 2020. So 2 months from now. So what it says is it wants to redefine the definition of specialty occupation for H-1B to more align with the statute. So whatever the Congress had passed as an intention of specialty occupation, DHS wants to redefine it to better align. It also wants to redefine what does a work site mean, what does a third party work site mean, and what does it mean when an officer from USCIS wants to visit the work site. So it wants to make these definitions a little bit more clearer. Next, it will also define what does USCIS mean by employee-employer relationship. So as you know, in the United States, a lot of jobs are done on contract. So there are service provider companies that give some consulting services to a third party client. So this is a tricky scenario in which USCIS has always asked for a lot of documentation to prove the employee-employer relationship. How does a contract job differ from a full-time employee job? So they want to redefine these relationships and make it more clearer. Also, they want to gather more evidence of specialty occupation. So there will be more documentation that the employer and employee has to provide to prove their specialty occupation. Now, they will also change the validity period of H-1B extensions and the initial H-1 that is given to an employee based on whether they are going to work at a third party location or at the first party location. Say for instance, if you are working for a consulting company and working for a third party client, then the validity period will be 1 year. Whereas if you are working directly for a company, say for instance, if you are working directly for Google or Facebook or Amazon, then your validity period would be up to 3 years. Now, they will also promise to provide a clear explanation if the validity period given for an extension or an initial application of H-1 is lesser than the requested. So if say for instance your employer requested a 3 years extension for your visa, and if USCIS only extends the visa by 1 year, then they will give a clear explanation of why they did a lesser extension. They will also clearly define what an office visit is going to be. So they are going to spot check some applications to ensure that the application for H-1B is valid. They do this by site visits. So they are going to give some clear definitions of what does those site visit mean, what are the compliance requirements and consequences of non-compliance. Those are the things they are also going to explain in terms of site visit. So basically they want to make sure that the intention of this H-1B that was intended by Congress when it was passed is followed through. So it's not been abused and it's been used for the right reasons. Then as I said, when is this going to be effective? It's going to be effective 2 months from now. If all goes through with the commenting period, the effective date will be December 7th, 2020. In the interim, they will ask for comments which you can submit online, and I will leave the link in the description. There is a time period before which the comments should be submitted, as they will need time to review them and make some adjustments before the final ruling takes place. One of the key differentiating factors of this regulation, the new regulation, is the Department of Labor is going to make some changes to LCA, and it's going to impact the PERM application. Now, how will this impact? There used to be an LCA based on a certain salary requirement depending on the job description and the geographic location. Now they are going to change these thresholds. In other words, the existing wage levels will be adjusted from certain percentile thresholds to a higher percentile thresholds. Now these numbers are given in the official website, you can look them up, but it's going to be significantly higher percentage threshold. So say for instance, you need to be earning, instead of earning 65,000, you need to be earning for the same job in the same company for a specialty occupation, you will need to be earning about more than $100,000. This will be a direct impact to the companies that will have to adjust your salaries at a higher level. Now this is a double-edged sword. If you look from the employer's perspective, if they are already in a specialty occupation and if they are qualified to do that, then they are in a great shape because they can expect an increase in their salaries. But it's not so great from the employer perspective, because now all of a sudden they are going to have to pay you 10, 20, 30% higher than your base salary, which they were allowed to pay you as per the current regulations. So all of a sudden, starting December 7th, they will have to increase your salary if they want to maintain your H1B. So I want to make it clear that these regulations are not going to impact right away. They are going to come after 2 months, and we'll see how this notice period goes. Another thing to note is it will impact the LCAs that are placed or submitted on or after December 7th. So if you have an LCA in progress right now, that will not be impacted. Also an important note, if your prevailing wage part of the PERM application is pending on December 7th or later, that will be impacted. It means that if your prevailing wage application is pending on December 7th, you will need to resubmit the application as according to the new wage requirements. Now the employee-employer relationship is also going to be scrutinized at a higher degree. It will depend on if the employer is providing the employee direct directions on a day-to-day basis for the tasks that are allocated to him. It will also depend on if the employer is directly paying the employee for the benefits and things like that. Or is it going through several layers of channels? It will depend on the evaluation of work. Is the employer directly responsible for your work evaluation? So expect to see some changes and extra evidence that you will need to provide to establish this employer-employee relationship. Then the most difficult aspect that I'm going to see in this, and I'm not going to go into particular details of each one of them, but say for instance there is a systems engineer or a software engineer, which used to be a straightforward qualification for H1B in the current times. I suspect that a software engineer or a systems engineer will have a hard time to prove that their occupation is specialty occupation, and it will be difficult to justify the higher wage incomes or salaries that the employer will need to pay to these individuals. So some job categories that were easily passed through the H1B process or eligibility may not be available or may be difficult to pass in the new standards. So that is something that we will have to wait and watch, and that is something that is going to be a biggest impact to the H1B holder. Now I also said that how does it impact the green card? Well, the PERM process is going to be impacted because the LCA is going to be impacted. So the first stage of your green card application will be impacted by this new regulation. Now the second and the third stage, not so much, because it does not fall into the H1B. H1B is a parallel stream where individuals who are pursuing their green card in the second and third stage of adjustment of status and who are maintaining their H1B or non-immigrant status will be impacted, but not directly to their immigrant petition. It will be impacted in the sense that they will still have to go through their H1B approvals and H1B extensions and amendments. That's where they will get impacted. It will not necessarily impact your I-485 application, which is adjustment of status. So I hope I'm able to clear that distinction. So let us see how this works out in the next couple of months. and I'll be sure to post a detailed video once we get closer to this start date of the new regulation. Now I'm expecting that because this regulation did not go through the commenting period and it was perceived to be rushed in, there will be quite a few legal challenges that will be presented to the DHS regulation. So I'm expecting a lot of lawsuits to be filed against this regulation. And if past is to tell us something, there were quite a few lawsuits that went against the DHS ruling. Most notably, the recent fee change that was announced and set to go off on October 2nd, that was challenged in the court and was stopped. So I expect something similar to happen for these new regulation for H1B. So regardless of that, if there is any news, I'll be sure to post a new video on this with full details so that you are all informed. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification so whenever I post a new video, you'll get the notification. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.